Is bringing more mental health care to schools during Mental Health Awareness Month. Emily Roberts joining us in our newsroom this morning. Emily, why is this so needed right now?
Tammy, eye-opening numbers you'll definitely want to hear. According to Samaritan Counseling in Menasha, more than 65% of students say they're struggling with depression or anxiety. And even more alarming, more than 22% of students say they thought about dying by suicide during a screening last year. So much need for children and teen mental health support as school counselors juggle social and emotional concerns, academics, and career advice. So now marriage and family therapists can get a license through the Department of Public Instruction so school districts can directly hire them. Before, they could only work in schools through a third party. This new type of license needs to be renewed every 2 years. Still, Samaritan Counseling's wellness screen director says tight budgets could put up more roadblocks to hiring therapists. She says bringing more mental health care into schools supports families by eliminating some barriers like money and transportation.
It is where they have their most valued relationships with their friends, with trusted adults other than their families. And so it's where kids are at, and that's what we need to do, is meet them where they're at.
The bottom line is this could make a big difference by tackling students' mental health concerns before they get worse. Tammy?